What's going on, everybody? I appreciate all of you hanging out, waiting on the stream to start. For those who kept the replay, though, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on all notifications when these live chats. You can take part right along with us. So, perfect timing. I was planning on doing a split screen with iFragrance today, and they just so happened to drop information on the new Sauvage Flanker. I was like, wow, perfect storm. He put the teaser. I messaged him. I said, you going to have the page for it posted before 5 p.m. Central? He said, it's up now, bro. And that was at like 2:30. So I was like, all right, perfect. Let me go ahead and set up the live stream. Because I've been wanting to talk about Tom Ford Ombre Leather, which is the EDT Ombre Leather that me and Randy have been talking about potentially coming for about a year now. It's finally here. I don't know if they have anything on the new Chanel fragrance up on that site. We'll take a look and see. So we'll talk about that one too. But that's the main things I wanted to take a look at. As far as Scent of the Day, Bad Boy Superstars, the extremely woody aromatic take on Bad Boy fingerprint magnet, as you can see. Sprayed on my hand last night when I was deciding what I wanted to wear today. It survived several hand washings. It's still faintly there. I mean, literally like 8 o'clock yesterday, 8:30. Still kind of there, long lasting. Stuff's like glue on skin. It's kind of a powdery, woody aromatic. You do get the cacao, vanilla, kind of that chocolatey, not so much on the spicy side. DNA of Bad Boy. It starts off Bad Boy, but very much heavy on the woody nuance, strong aromatic presence that doesn't make it too soapy. Maybe that contributes to the powderiness because it becomes a slightly powdery, woody fragrance for the majority of the life, like the vast majority of the life of this fragrance. Highly wearable, as long as you don't mind a little, wood dominance and a little bit of powder. Highly wearable, much more wearable than the original. It's actually really good. Not just a limited edition bottle. The formula is a little bit different. The gold bottle is just a limited edition bottle. So, good stuff. I like it. Not more than Cobalt, but it's my third favorite behind both Cobalts. Both Cobalts are my 1 and 2. I don't know. I haven't looked at it yet. I literally deleted, where is he at? What's his name? I don't want to say his name wrong. Ashan Ahmed, he mentioned what it was, and when I went to reading his comment, I deleted it because it's like, okay, that's great that you already looked at it. I didn't fucking look at it yet. That's why we're doing this live stream. I want to do it together with my audience, so I don't want to know what you think about it yet. So I deleted his comment, so I didn't even have to see it. So Ashan, that's why your comment's gone. I want to see that. I want to come across it. I want to read it. I purposefully, because I saw it before all of you. You know what I mean? And it's like I purposely did not go look at it because I wanted to talk to you guys and do it together. So I didn't want to see it, my man. Nothing personal. I just don't want to see what you thought about it and what it is and all that. I want to do this together, Exactly. Because Francis Kirkjohn is the in-house perfumer. So this is what I've been waiting on. This is the Sauvage Flanker perfumed by Francis Kirkjohn. That's why I put in the title potential release of the year. Because if it's true to Sauvage's DNA and it's got the Kirkjohn touch and magic and creativity, this could be really good. I don't care who wants to say what about Sauvage. I like all the Sauvages a lot. Sauvage is a hit in this household. This could be the best one. It's got real potential to be the best one just because of who's perfuming it. Imperium, great choice from Electimus. Zernel, I've never heard of that fragrance. Kaylin, good to see you, sir. It's hot here, too. It's definitely hot. Summer Hammer, I've heard phenomenal things. Brent, good to see you, sir. Mephisto Gentle Womo, that's super fresh. He wears near catch release 9.5 out of 10. It is amazing. If you need a fresh pick-me-up on a hot day, definitely a good one for that. Ocean Noir is a great one as well. Good to see you, sir. I'm having a pretty good day. I had a serious leg workout earlier. I'm sure you guys have noticed in my face, I've filled out quite a bit. I'm like 190 solid, right around like 11% body fat, and strength's back. And it's like I got to like ease into the power because I could easily overdo it. My joints aren't ready yet. My joints and tendons aren't ready yet for the strength I've got into now. So I had a serious leg workout. I was limping out that son of a bitch earlier. Y.O. Fresh, great choice. What's up, Randy? Alrighty, wearing Sidrap Boise, peace and love. Aero CDP, can't go wrong there. There's the gentleman who I had to get rid of what he thought because I didn't want to see that. I didn't want to read that. Hell yes, sir. I will pay full retail for it. It's going to be fine. So here's the thing, whether you buy it when it releases or you wait 7 years to buy it, it's Chanel. You're going to pay full retail. Allure Homme flankers don't go to discounters. And when they do, they might be like $5 or $10 off, maybe if you're lucky. So with Chanel, just know you're going to pay retail. If you're waiting for a big discount, you're going to wait forever. That's just what it is with Chanel. They keep it close to the vest. They don't dump their stock in the gray market. They try to avoid that shit. Chanel wants to keep Chanel special. Instead of scaling up to get as much volume in the marketplace as they can, Chanel cares about Chanel as a brand. I got to give them their due with that. Because some brands want to scale up. And they're like, sure, I'll drop it in the gray market for 75, 80% off of retail and drop it to these places at wholesale to just get more out in the marketplace. And then there's brands like Chanel that are like, fuck y'all. There's prestige. You want Chanel, you're going to pay for Chanel. We care about Chanel. Chanel is Chanel. So I got it. And there's other brands like that. They're just as far as big name brands, they're the glaring example of that. Like they are not dumping their stock. They are not going to do that. If you want it, you go to retailers and you pay for it. I got to give them their props on that. For those of us that like the discount shop, sure, it sucks. I'd love to get Chanel cheaper too. I'd have much more Chanel fragrances if that was the case. But I 100% respect the business practice. Because that's what I would want to do if it was my business. I wouldn't want to just dump all my stock to get as many bottles out in the marketplace as I can. I would want make your brand have more prestige, be more prestigious. That's how you add prestige. You know, if you wait, you can get it for $50 off. That's how a lot of us think. Oh, well, I'm just wait. I say it all the time. That's a fragrance. I'll wait for it to hit discounters, or it'll be this fragrance where, I'm gonna buy it as soon as it drops because I just have to have it right away. But you take that conversation out when you're talking brands like Chanel, because this shit ain't hitting the discounters. So, oh damn it, it didn't delete on here, so I had to hurry up and pull it down. I deleted it on YouTube. It didn't delete on StreamYard. Great choice, though. I bet it does. My man, on Thursdays, he wears night vision, EDT. Good to see you, my man. Dolce & Gabbana, the one EDP, timeless stuff. Haven't looked at it yet. I don't know. So the thing was, it was always supposed to be a fresher flanker this time around. Not like a cool spray, but a fresher flanker was my understanding ever since Kirk John signed on. Good to see you, Will. A lot of Electimus love today. There's a few of you guys wearing Electimus. Good to see you, sir. Pear Ink. Juliet has a gun. Legend Blue. That's going to be in tomorrow's video. Not me. I saw the bottle. I saw it's a women's release. It didn't even strike me as something I needed to look at. Bliss was in the name or something like that. It seems like it's going to be very feminine. I mean, we can look at it. Maybe I'm wrong, but based on the little bit of information I saw, it looked like it's a very feminine fragrance, and I was like, didn't really spark my attention. Kara, good to see you. And Sarah Aquawood, great choice. I don't know. I haven't tried them. This is an eye fragrance split screen. You've been here before. You've seen these live streams. Kajal Ferris, great choice. Well, hell yeah. Shout outs to the Cleveland Indians. I'll always call them that. I do have one Guardians hat that is a badass looking hat. But I grew up with Chief Wahoo. This is after Chief Wahoo, obviously. But I grew up with Chief Wahoo. We were the Indians on my little league team. I can't complain, man. Life is definitely good. Complaining would be very selfish of me. Allure Homme Sports. Speaking of Chanel, my man, my hero, Polos and J's. Good to see you, sir. Wearing LV Imagination. Ended up ordering that. That's the way to go, man. I like that you can build your own sample set. It literally lets you pick from the entire house. Just a heads up. Now your problem is going to be, what do I want to buy first? A lot of bangers, man. Mohammed's got a great brand. He really does. For those of you who don't know, it's Hani Hefes, owner of Alexandria Fragrances. His brother, Mohammed Hefes. Sphinx is his. So, yeah. Originals, niche, high-quality stuff. Sphinx is a great brand. Great brand. Speaking of my favorite, Carolina Herrera, hell yeah. Project 50s. Okay. Great choice, though. Good to see you, Spencer. 212 is a timeless classic, even modern formulas. Good stuff. Y'all want to check out that bad boy. Yeah, I saw you comment on my Sin of the Day Shorts video. Aventus Cologne. You get the first soft live stream clap. Great choice. So we're a little over 10 minutes. We're about to jump into the split screen and take a look at this new Sauvage flanker. Good to see you, sir. Puerto Rico. That's in tomorrow's video as well. Ooh, Pomelo Riviera. I have not tried. Jason, good to see you, sir. Absolute Aventus. Can't go wrong there. Day 3 fragrances, Bani. Hell yeah. Day Spice Bomb. So speaking of that, hilariously, this happened yesterday. So my wife has been wearing Flower Bomb Tiger Lily nonstop since it came in, like 4 days straight. She's had it for 4 days now. She's worn it every day. She's wearing it again today. She loves it. That was the last package I got from Fragrance Buy. They put it in stock. They had a 50 ml. I grabbed it for her. Because when it first got announced, she had saw the ad for it. And she's like, ooh, I think I'd like this one. I was like, okay, as soon as I can get it at a little bit of a discount, because I know I'll be able to, I'll grab it for you. As soon as it happened, I bought it. She loves it. Go figure. So we were talking about it. I said, she's like, I just love the Flower Bombs. Every time they put a new one out, I just love them. I love this so much. It's like my favorite fragrance. She's just going on and on about how much she loves it. So I said, I feel you. I get it. I'm like that with Spice Bomb. And I brought up Dark Leather. So as soon as they drop it on the website, I'm buying it, just like I do every year when they drop one. 7:30 last night, I get an email from PR. Dark Leather's coming my way in about 4 weeks. Yay me, I didn't have to buy it, and I'm still getting it. So Victor and Rolf sending a bottle my way. I hope it's the 90 ml. If it's the 50 ml, I ain't gonna bitch. It's coming my way. Yay me. Awesome. I was gonna buy the shit anyway. Just saved me some money. I'm gonna like it. Spoiler alert, it ain't because it's PR. It's a fucking Spice Bomb flanker. I'm gonna love it. I always do. Oh, even Night Vision EDT, like my man's wearing on Thursday. He wears every Thursday. I like Night Vision EDT even. They've never done a bad flanker, in my opinion. I bet Dark Leather is going to be phenomenal. I mean, there's always that chance that it's maybe shit. And if it's maybe shit, we're going to talk about how it's maybe shit. And I'll be highly disappointed if it is. I will be heartbroken if it is, but I doubt it. I highly doubt it. They've never done me wrong before. So we're almost to the bottom. Let me skip ahead a little bit, and we're going to dive into this, because enough time has passed. Yes, new Sauvage, perfumed by Francis Kirkjohn. Seraphine Blue, then Prada Lil Homie. Refresh, I like that. Prada Lil Homie. Good to see you, Dan. Coney Island, I've always wanted to try that one. All right. Skipping ahead. My apologies, guys. I just really want to get into this. So I want to get to the bottom. Ken, good to see you, man. That was a great angle last night. I knew the wrestling world was going to be talking about that today. That was a great brutal heel turn. And I love how it was her really opening the wound up with the shoe, because Tony's whole gimmick is chest out, tits up, and watch for the shoe. And she got brutalized with a shoe. That was great. It was a great angle. It was great heat. I thought it would be right before All In that we got the heel turn from Mariah May. But we got it right after she won the Owen tournament. It was great. It was great. And everybody loves Toni Storm anyway, so she's going to be the babyface in the situation. It was great. That was a great heel turn. That's probably the best heel turn we've seen this year. And it was AEW with the women. It's Toni Storm. That's the two best gimmicks in wrestling is Drew McIntyre and Toni Storm. I'll argue with anybody. Drew and Tony's character work has been off the charts for the last year, especially Drew in the last 6 months. But anyways, we'll talk wrestling another time. I know that's not what you guys aren't here for. April and May, I am in off-season mode right now. That's why I've filled out. I'm big, strong sumbitch right now. I'm 190. I'm not 172 like I was when I weighed in. But I still have my abs and all that stuff. They're just not shredded, but still visible. You can still see the 8-pack. Actually, because it's less loose skin since I filled out. So it's more of an 8-pack. As far as the lines and everything, I'm just not shredded. But I posted something either last night or night before. Or this morning. I don't remember. I'll show this real quick, and then we'll go into it. I literally put, this guy wouldn't stand a chance against the guy that's going to step on stage in April and May. And I mean that shit. Because what I looked like on stage this time, which this was literally the night before, this guy ain't gonna be able to hold a fucking candle to what's gonna be on stage in April. That's not even focusing enough so you can really see all this fucking. There we go. Now you can really see those veins in my arm. That's the night before I got on stage. And that's the caption. This guy won't stand a chance against the guy taking stage. And just wait. Watch. Mark my fucking words. Y'all gonna see me and be like, God damn. That's the plan. That is the plan. So with that said, let's go to eye fragrance. I am ready to talk about this fragrance. Where is it? What are we doing here? There we go. All right. How exciting. Any of you that are here to hate on Sauvage, get the fuck off my live chat because I'm excited about this. All right. Why are they not crediting Kirkjohn? Do we have a write-up? Do we have anything? Here we go. The signature refreshing vibes of Sauvage is now further elevated through the power of water, so it's aquatic. Thanks to the alcohol-free formula of Sauvage Eau Forte. Really? I don't know how I feel about that. So it's a water-based formula. Those spoil quicker, in my experience. They spoil quicker. They don't project like worth a shit most of the time. When they're water-based, they don't really project. That alcohol really helps open that top up when it's atomized. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm a little indifferent with this initial statement. This power is sustained and prolonged. I guess I just got to wait and see, because this is an assumption based on previous experience with water-based fragrances. The new fragrance draws inspiration from the powerful facets of water with Francis Kirkjohn behind the helm. That's the most exciting part right there. Sauvage Eau Forte combines the freshness of an eau de toilette and the intensity of an eau de parfum. This flanker explores a territory of fresh, spicy fougere combination that is rarely visited in perfumery. The aquatic composition is mixed with perfumed oil, culminating in a highly concentrated formula that is tinted in a milky color because it's water-based. The invigorating blast of water immerses the wearer in crisp notes of spices, aromatic lavender, and musky woods. The olfactory family notes an aromatic aquatic fragrance with notes of lavender, spices, aquatic notes, woody notes, and musk. So that's what we get so far. That's the initial information we get. More to come. If there ends up being more evolution to what Dior releases, LVMH releases, it will get updated on this page and all the copycat websites as soon as, because iFragrance is usually first to drop stuff. You'll see these other places starting to do it now. They're locked in. I got to give iFragrance their due. That's why I like to do these split screens with them. They're usually first on the scene with info, with teasers, with all this stuff. I don't know how they do it, but they do it. Shout outs to iFragrance. If you're not following them on Instagram, you need to be. They put out a teaser. I reshared it. They ended up pulling it down. And that's when I messaged like, hey, man, I was planning on doing this live stream anyway today. I would love for this to be the main topic. Are you going to have that page ready? They said it's already up when I messaged them. So lavender, spices, aquatic notes, woods, and musk. So what's different here, just based off of that, is the aquatic notes. Because you have woods and musk, you have lavender and spices. And Broxton, I would assume, is still going to be there. I would assume. Maybe Kirkjohn pulled it. I don't know. But for it to still smell like Sauvage, it needs Broxton. Sauvage is Broxton based. So I don't know. I have hope, though. I have high hope because of the perfumer, because Francis Kirkjohn is a modern-day master of his craft. He is elite. I have faith that this will be the best Sauvage to date, even though it's water-based, because I'm not a big fan of the water-based fragrances. They're usually okay. Like Lamar Caviar, the most recent water-based one I've tried. It's good. It's not as good as Lamar. Whereas I'm worried I'm going to smell this and be like, I still like Sauvage Parfum more. I don't want that to be the case. Because Francis Kirkjohn's perfuming it, I want to say, holy shit, I'm so glad he took the helm. This is great. I dare people to hate on this. That's what I want to be able to say when I try it. That's my hope for this fragrance. Because, boy, would I love to have a Sauvage flanker that's so good that you're just being a hater if you have negative things to say. That's what I want for this fragrance, because people love to shit on Sauvage, you know? And I get it. It's not everything's for everyone. It's all good. I'm just playing back. But if it's just so good, and that's the overall consensus, that there's a minority of people that think it's cool to hate on it because it's Sauvage, that's where it'll be fun, right? So I'm just hoping it's so good That's been my hope the whole time. Ever since he signed on, that was the thing, was he was going to do a Sauvage flanker, and it was going to be a fresher take. There was even talks of it being potentially a white bottle. Based on this, it's still the same bottle, just printed Eau Forte on it. They didn't change anything special about the bottle. Because I want to say, did I see a mock-up of a white bottle, a white gradient bottle? Instead of blue, it was white. Or did I just hear some hearsay about that? I want to say I did see a mock-up at some point, like at least a year ago. Because he's been signed on for close to 2 years now. Things take time. And I have a lot of hope for this. So before we dive into another one, I want to know what you guys think. Let's see who's saying what. Dutch, my man, good to see you. Sin of the day, the water of the Silver Mountain. Sorry, Diffuse Blue 11's video. Can't watch until mine get here tomorrow. All good, man. Hey, man. Look at it as pale blue. When you get them in hand, it's like a pale navy is really the color. They're much cleaner. I was indifferent. It was like, man, I just have a feeling if I get them in hand, I'm going to love them. Because at first I was like, I'm not going to get them. I'm going to pass. And then I marinated on it for like a solid 2 weeks before I finally pulled the trigger. And when I got them in hand, I was like, yeah, oh man. Talk about a phenomenal jean low top, but great summer shoe. It's a good summer color. You got the white nylon and everything. Because don't get me wrong, I love my Space Jam lows, but solid black shoe. Not really a great summer shoe, even though the silhouette's great for summer. The colorway is not. This one's good for summer. It's a good summer shoe. Crew sock, no show, whatever. Jeans, joggers, shorts. Very versatile colorway. Neutral, very neutral. Pale navy is what I call this diffused blue. They literally just listed as white and navy, but it's like a pale navy, like a faded navy blue. They're dope, man. Show us that 8-pack. I can tell you're getting bigger. I mean, that's not what this channel's for. They constantly do that stuff. I have social platforms that you follow for that. So, body users, good stuff, especially for like the $17 you can get it for. Heel turn. I'm like, no, it's not even a heel turn. I just, I'm at a point to where on camera, I don't tolerate bullshit anymore either. Like, I'm way beyond tolerating shit from people. This community is all fucktarded. Really is. Like, the majority of the people in this community, like the casual viewers and random people, I read some stupid shit every day. Like, I gotta like not reply to certain things because like I'm just gonna be a dickhead. I can't do that to people. Because sometimes it's ignorance. It's not stupidity. They just don't know. But it's like sometimes it's like, you can't be serious, man. Some of the wild shit that gets said to me. And I mean, not even necessarily like attacks on me and stuff like that. I read some wild shit on my different platforms, not just YouTube. It's great. People. That's why it's like, I'm just, fuck it. People are going to think what they want to think about me. I'm just going to fucking roll with it. Notice I'm way more loose tongue. Like I've told you guys many times, I really curse like a sailor off camera. I'm just letting it fly right now. I don't care anymore. I'm just going to be 100% me, 24 hours a day. Cameras on. I can't hold back anymore. It's killing me with some of these dumbasses. There's so many dumbasses on the internet. There's 160 people right now. 169. Just jumped up 9 people. I bet not all 169 of you are as sharp as pencils. Sorry if I offend you, but it's the truth. There's some wild motherfuckers on the internet. God, especially in this community. Sneaker community's got its share too. Every community's got their share, but the fragrance community is some special people. About to bust a blood vessel. Goddamn, what you talking about? This is the first time I've seen this. So here's one. This dude's probably some random stupid fuck that subscribed for 2 weeks just to talk shit to me. I've never seen this profile before. Something about me about to bust a blood vessel with some goofy picture that I'm sure is not him. When's the last time you saw a black dude with a wild fro named Jacob? This is a bullshit troll profile. So we're going to go ahead and get this dude the fuck out of here real quick. Go ahead and pull that off. But this is the kind of stupid shit I'm talking about. People will comment, wait 2 weeks to subscribe and put stupid shit, you know. If nothing else, it's good for your overall mobility and your just well-being. It's not even necessarily about getting muscular, you know. Movement is always good. Oh, come on now, Luke. I appreciate you. Thank you, man. Anybody that likes Sauvage at all is going to have a favorite. I just prefer the Parfum. Like if I had to pick one, that's the one. But I like the EDP, the EDT, the Elixir. I like all of them. The Cool Spray is the only one I never bought because it was an aerosol can version of the EDT. I didn't think it was anything special that it was like, let me drop 120 or whatever it was going for. I just didn't want it. I've sprayed it at Sephora in the past, and it was just like putting the EDT in an aerosol can. I didn't feel like I needed it. And now that's discontinued. I don't feel like I needed it. Profonda Parfum, so good. I've seen a lot more people crap on it. I think I'm like the only dude that loves it as far as content creator. I mean, I don't watch everybody, but I bet I'm one of the few. I think it's great. I think it's one of the best releases of the year. It's great. Better than Aqua. Yeah, oh yeah, it's better than Aqua de Eau Parfum. And that was a great release. That gets crapped on. Water-based formula turns my expectations down for it. That's the thing. I wasn't happy to see that, but I'm going to wait. Kirkjohn can save it. That's what I'm saying. It is Francis Kirkjohn. I have faith in Francis Kirkjohn. I do. I have a lot of faith in that man's talents. This is a consultant I know and been checking around weekly for the news. Eau Forte, interesting. Don't know what Forte is, though. I couldn't tell you what the meaning behind the name is. I'm sure we could really figure it out if we wanted to go Google searching. I'm not with the water-based. I'll get definitely sample. Now, look, I'll blind buy it, but I'm also going to create content on it. It's a write-off for me. What I put out is going to be monetized. I have a different situation. If you're not creating content, if it's not a write-off for you, sample. Be wise. Don't just blindly put your faith into you just assume you're going to like it, because you're setting yourself up for disappointment. So it will be at all the major retailers. It's a Dior Sauvage fragrance. Definitely get out there and just spray their bottle on your skin. Don't even buy a sample. Go out there and grab a tester and spray it for free. The only thing it's going to cost you is the little bit of gas, or if you got an electric vehicle, your electricity bill to get to the place, and a little bit of your time. It's going to cost you some time and a little bit of effort to go spray that bottle for free. Do that. Do yourself the favor and go do that. Pink Panther, good to see you, sir. Sugar kisses. You got a free gunshot. Come on now. Forte equals strong. Thank you for enlightening me, Sandy. I did not know that. That's what I'm saying. It's a simple Google search. I'm sure I could educate myself, but didn't have to. That's what great people like Sandy are here for. Trying something different, I would assume. I can appreciate the trying something different here. Yeah, for sure. How's your day going? Pretty well. And you're smelling great. Seraphine Blue, great choice. Smash that like button. Let them know. Could just have a ton of aldehyde. I wouldn't be against that. I do like aldehydes. Give me that fizzy, bright, effervescent tone in the top. I would definitely be here for that. I feel the same. I'm not too excited that it's water-based, but I have faith in Francis Kirkjohn. It seems like a lot of us feel that way. No one does. It literally got teased. This is the first bit of information to hit the internet is right here, right now, what you're looking at today within the last 3 hours. This information came out. Blue Agave by Precious Liquid, I've heard, is phenomenal. That's okay. To each their own, but I'm very excited myself. That's for sure. Yes, sir. I appreciate that. Gris Charnel, which one, the EDP or the X straight? Because there's a difference. They're both really good. There's a difference. Based on your experience, how long do fragrances last before going bad? If you store them properly out of direct sunlight and you don't keep them in your car or your bathroom where there's constant heat and temperature change, most of the time, half your life. The only thing that really spoils when you store them properly is citruses can sour in the top note, but I have a few that are like that. They're 20, 25, 30 years old, and the citrus is soured a little bit. And after 3 minutes, you get into the heart and they're fine. I have Tiffany for Men from 1994, and it's not spoiled at all. It is a 30-year-old fragrance. It's a 1994 bottle. It's orris and sandalwood and carnation. It's honey. It's all kinds of 30, 40 notes, crazy complex stuff. It's not loaded with citruses. And it's perfectly fine. It's a beast. Very elegant, woody floral, masculine fragrance. Magnificent. I only wear it on the specialist of occasions. I inherited that bottle. Yeah, it's great. There's a vintage market and a vintage collectors segment to this fragrance community that they only go after that stuff. And a lot of it's like citrus aromatics or aromatic fougères that are citrus based in the top. And a lot of these times, a lot of these instances, the citruses aren't even sour in 20, 30, 40-year-old fragrances. So as long as you store them properly, it's not even necessarily about the quality of the oils. As long as they're stored properly, you should be good. That 3-year shelf life, that's bullshit. Don't go by that. I have hope. Well, they say it's in between the freshness of an eau de toilette, but the intensity of an eau de parfum was what the write-up said. So I don't know exactly how to interpret that because they didn't give a direct concentration to it. Not that I saw. Because right here it says the freshness of an eau de toilette and the intensity of an eau de parfum. And it's water-based. So I don't know. It says it's a highly concentrated formula, but it doesn't say what the concentration is. It's water-based, but it doesn't say the oil percentage. So I don't know. I mean, we'll get more information as time goes on. But as of now, this is what we got. Going well. Good to see you. It's very late where you are. I appreciate you joining us. That's what I'm saying. People hate on Sauvage. I think it's great. Always have. Now, that's fair. I would take Prada Rosa Carbon over Sauvage EDT. Yeah, it's one of those things where you got to just test it for yourself just to see what it's going to be all about, right? First time for this StockX or and see, I've never bought anything from StockX. I'm a GOAT kind of guy. Like at this point, like a third of my sneakers have come from GOAT. About maybe a fourth, something like that. Which sneaker grail you getting? You have my curiosity. What you getting, man? Good to see you as well. Clones are cheapies, but you usually make video. Oh, so this is who commented earlier. So he's like, I'd like to see a video about this versus this with this, with the long ass fucking comment. And it's clones versus cheapies, and what I would prefer basically is the moral of the story. And I was like, clones are cheapies, right? So that's why he's elaborating right here. That's hilarious. So I make no promises. I make no promises when it comes to video suggestions. That's usually stuff for the members. That's one of the things literally in the membership. Usually when the members bring up something I'll do the videos because that's part of the membership, And I'm not saying I won't do something for a non-member as far as a video idea, but it's got to make a lot of sense. Like it's got to seem like something that more than just you would want. So like if a bunch of people chime in, right, like 20 people right now say, I'd love to see that. It's like, all right, shit, I got to consider that then, Nice little chunk of people that are here would like to see that. So it's got to be bigger than the individual when it comes to video ideas. Does that make sense? Is that fair? So we're in a public forum that's live right now. So if other people weigh in and are like, you know what, I'd love to see that. I think he's got a great idea. Then it's something I have to strongly consider. Make sense? I try to be fair about everything. Not too bad. Not too fucktards. You like that, right? Now I know where I'm at in the conversation. I say it all the time. There's 8 billion people. I guarantee 7 billion could go. 7 billion, probably useless. 1 billion people is a lot of fucking people. That's a huge population across the world. There's 8 billion, the last I heard, is the current population in the world. And based on what I see across the internet, the majority, a bunch of stupid, useless motherfuckers. Hate me if you want. That's how I feel. A lot of dumbasses. You're a fun-loving dumbass, though, Jay. I love you. You're fun. Jay's just cutting up all the time in the comments. I love Jay. Oh, that's all the time. I'm always going to be me, man. Hope they got a banger. Dior hasn't struck out in my eyes. That's a fair take right there, man. Same thing with Chanel. I agree. Eau Forte, is that a new word we're going to see from several other houses? Or another word for elixir or cologne? Well, according to Sandy, Forte equals strong. So, strong, water strong? Oh, is water, right? I guess. I'm actually intrigued with this new Sauvage. Kirk John's definitely one of them ones. I agree. That's what I'm saying. That's why I have so much faith. That's why I was so excited to see this get announced and information leaked today, that it was like, it's a perfect storm, because I was already going to do this and talk about some other fragrances. The new Tom Ford Ford Ombre Leather, the EDT Ombre Leather. I was already going to talk about that and maybe a couple other things that iFragrance has up, and this just happened to happen. So I was like, "Whew, there's my headliner." That's the main topic that we're going to talk about today. We got 190 in the chat right now. Appreciate you guys. Hit that thumbs up if you don't mind. We'll dive into the other ones in a second, because I want to get caught up in the chat. Because I have my little tangents, make you guys laugh a little bit, and obviously that's going to spark some more debate here in the chat. That's why a lot of you come. You want to hear me talk some shit. I know. No, you don't have to. So there's a misconception that if you lift heavy, you're just going to get super muscular. It takes a lot of consistent eating, regardless of supplements, a lot of consistent eating and intense training over a long period of time for you to get muscular, Kara. So don't look at it that way. Don't let anybody on the internet fool you into thinking that you're just going to get this wide back and manly look and shit if you lift heavy. That is not the case, Kara. That is not. Just enjoy working out. Enjoy the process of working out is the best advice I can give. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. That's a good way. It's all about mobility and functionality and quality of living, your quality of your everyday life. You should. You might hate it, but you never know until you try it, right? For sure. It's all good, my man. Look, one of the things I would like to think that makes me popular, hated, polarizing, any of those things is because of how I am. And it's why people like to come to my live chats, because you never know what the fuck I'm going to say, right? You never know what's going to come out of my mouth. I'm very open with you guys for the most part. I would like to think more so than most content creators in this space. Got the wild card aspect, the shoot from the hip, Brett Favre gunslinger kind of thing. It's how I operate. So that's it. It's fun for me. It seems to be fun for a lot of you. So we just keep it rolling. It's my favorite thing to do is these live streams. And we're back to our regularly scheduled programming, 4 streams this week. We'll be live again tomorrow. Next Thursday, we're going to have Mike from Day 3 Fragrances on. I got that one set up. So it's going to be nice to have Mike back on here, talk about some things that are upcoming. That Bani body oil my wife already stole. Smells phenomenal on her. I'm not the body oil type. She is. Showed it to her. She put a little dab on her arm, rubbed it. Smelled great on her. Confiscated. It is now hers. I'd like to get the new Azure Chrome Flanker just to check it out. It looks like a generic note breakdown, but I'm sure it's still going to be okay. Oh, I'm not even sweating that. There's honestly, in this space, I don't even think there's such a thing as haters anymore. There's obsessors and supporters. And the obsessors are supporters. They just show it in a weird ass way. I don't even think it's hate. That's the God's honest truth, how I look at it at this point. Yeah, so you won't hear me talking about haters anymore. That's a term in the past, because honestly, even if they're like, no, we definitely hate you, that's no, you don't. If you honestly hated me, you wouldn't watch, you wouldn't know I exist anymore. That's not true. So that's not true. Oh, Twilight sounds much better than toilet water. I think that is absolutely true. Forte means loud in music. So there's different meanings to it for sure. I think this flanker is going to be an absolute banger. It could be, Gary. It absolutely could be. See, that's a little bit lower. In my experience, water-based fragrances dry out quicker because the water so once you start atomizing it and you start swapping out the fluid level with oxygen, the fragrance is going to break down quicker. And with it being water-based, because the alcohol naturally slowly evaporates. You ever notice your juice level drops a little bit over time? You haven't touched that fragrance in a year, and it's like, damn, I didn't spray that much of it. Why is it down another like 2 millimeters? It just looks like less is in there. It really happens, especially if it's something that doesn't have a cap, a 1 million bottle, a Invictus bottle, a Spice Bomb bottle, where they don't have a cap to kind of contain it a little bit better, and it's just open atomizer. That shit evaporates, and water evaporates faster. It will evaporate faster with that perfume oil because it will separate easier. It literally, if you look at it, just let it sit over time, you'll see the oil and water separates a little bit more than the alcohol in the oil does. That's what I've noticed with them. and they just tend to dry out faster. You would think the alcohol would dry out faster, but I've noticed with my water-based fragrances, they dry out quicker. Just what I've seen. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe it's just mine. Maybe it's a weird coincidence. That's just what I've noticed. Yes, indeed. I have no idea what the likes are right now. Let me click refresh. 102. You won't hear me complain. Now, it is about almost half. We got 192 watching. The ratio could be a little bit better, but I still appreciate the 102 of you that did click the like button. I do appreciate that. It does help. So let me get to another decent stopping point, and we're going to go look at this Tom Ford fragrance because I'm super excited about that one too. I've been waiting for that one to get announced. It's been announced for like 2 weeks now. I'm just finally getting an opportunity to do one of these split screens because I have not looked at the notes because I knew eventually I was going to do this. Found 50 ml at the rack stores for $20. Hell yeah, what a steal. Congratulations. Indeed. But I love it every time. By the way, ran through my sample of Seraphine Blue. Lightning quick, loved it. More floral than I expected. Yeah, that's the iris for sure. The dry down is gorgeous. Indeed. It's a beautiful fragrance. That's the one to beat. I mean, I don't know if anything's going to take over it for my release of the year. And I don't care who believes me or not. Yeah, George is my best friend, but that's my favorite release of the year. It is. It's what I wear the most. I keep going back to it. I fucking love that fragrance. I'll continue to praise it. I'll continue to wear it. I love it. It's just a me kind of fragrance. So yeah, I'm all for anybody that wants to sample it, try it, get a bottle, tell me how much they love it, tell me how much they don't like it. Not everybody's going to feel the way I feel about it, obviously, but I think it's an absolute home run. One of the best fragrances Claude Deer's ever made. Arguably, to me, his best fragrance, that for me and my taste, his best fragrance he's ever made. And I appreciate you, Sandy. You've been around this channel for years, man. I sure appreciate you. Dolce & Gabbana, the one elixir would be great. I would love to see that, actually. That would be awesome. Obviously, British Chanel elixir would be welcomed. I've been begging for that for 2 years. It's pretty accurate, but Bal de Freak's a little higher quality. But I mean, I enjoy Vibrant Vetiver Delight so much that that's why I don't have a bottle of Bal de Freak. It's good enough for me. It is. I love that fragrance. I appreciate that. Just opened up Seraphine Blue just now. You were right again, Ross. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Josh. It's water-based. It won't absorb into the skin like oil base. That's a great question. I don't recall sweating specifically that I noticed when wearing water-based fragrances. I have so few that are water-based. I don't have a good answer for that based on experience. Well, I mean, T-Stone, that's just how Randy feels, you know? No sin of the day or sin of the night for me. Currently sick with the flu. Sorry to hear that, Dylan. I hope you feel better soon, man. Right? It's rare. I have some stuff that's 15, 20 years old, but that's my oldest bottle as far as like literally when it was manufactured. It's 1994. So my old boss, literally where this iMac you guys see, been seeing all the time. So my old boss from Mercedes and Jaguar, because I followed him to Jaguar. His brother was a graphic designer, and when he passed, he had all this stuff. And he's like, man, I don't know what to do with it. I was like, what you got? He's like, oh, it's a bunch of iMac stuff. And like he labeled everything. Everything's in boxes. Like he was meticulous OCD with this stuff. I was like, shit, I'll take it if you don't want it. Well, in there was the food scale that I use all the time. Brand new in box. I got a brand new food scale. I was like, that's going to come in handy one day. Now I live bodybuilding lifestyle is perfect. But Tiffany for men. And I was able to trace it back to 1994 with the batch code, which was very difficult to do. And it was a brand new unsprayed bottle, still in the box. I still have it in the box. I didn't throw the box away. It's crazy. I've had it for 4 years now. I've worn it like 3 times. Very, very special settings. Last time I wore it was when we did the interviews for the First Zed creators. When we were doing the sit-down interviews with George, that footage from years ago. That's the last time. Very rare situation because it's such a special situation on how I even came about that. That's not something you can just easily get. You can find them on eBay, but they're like crazy for like partials, a couple $100. And it's such a beautiful carnation sandalwood fragrance. Like it's in Oris. It's like a masculine woody floral. It's not mega powdery. It's like I clocked it 16 hours twice of the times I wore it. I clocked it at 16 hours. It was long days both times I wore it. Yeah, it's crazy. It's the eldest of the collection. Good to see you, sir. Picked up a few fragrances. Oud Lemon Mint, great choice. Eau de Toilette Intense, maybe. Possibly. Polo Green from the night. See, look, my recent bottle of Polo Green's good, though. I mean, it's not as rich as it used to be, I understand, but still good. Indeed, sir, me as well. So let me skip down a little bit, guys, because we're going to dive into this next one. Let me find a decent spot. Replay gang, gym time. Hell yeah. Great content as always. And hit that like, folks. 6 Carter Fragrance Hunter X. I don't recall seeing the name before, but I sure appreciate you. And I hope you have a great workout, my man. Love the content, and you're the reason I started my collection. Instagram, Puerto Rico for reviews. Appreciate you, sir. Glad I can inspire you. Strong water. Yes, Eau Forte. From New Orleans, my brother, I would like to see your top 10 fragrances. If you can only have 10, I have those videos on the channel, sir. I update it every year. 2024 is on the channel. Keep 10 for life. Type in TLTG, keep 10 for life, or 10 fragrances for life, TLTG 10 fragrances for life. That'd probably be even easier. Type that in search and go watch the video. Because why tell you now when I have a video that you can watch that I put time into already that literally goes over each individual fragrance? I could rattle them off, or you could see me break down each fragrance. You know what I mean? AJ, good to see you, sir. Yes, sir. Missed the last few. Bulgari Rain Essence. Took advantage of the cooler, rainy morning. It really is perfect for a rainy day. Straighten up my diet. I've hit 165. I'm slipping, being lazy with my diet, getting back to 155 again. Healthy. Look, I've been slipping. I could be leaner. I've been eating some snacks every day, more than I should. Getting those insulin spikes. That's where I'm fucking up. Because I could be leaner. I could be. Shame on me, you know. I've been deprived for so long, I can't help myself. It sure is. It sure is. No worries. I appreciate you coming and hang with us for a little bit. Yeah, it takes a lot of effort to build muscle. It's not that easy. Not that I've seen. We're so calm. Well, it's because I was a little bit shyer on camera, you know, and I was less jaded back then. I had less people coming at me all the fucking time, you know, and Photoshop and stuff about me and shit. Like I had a lot less of that back then. So you got to understand, people ruin things. You got to remember that. So it's like, all right, I'm going to get tormented. I'm just going to cut loose and have fun then. Here we go. And look, I appreciate you. I'm glad you're still here. If I ever get to be too much, I'm sorry to hear that because I ain't changing. So I hope you enjoy what you see. Because this is me. This is who I am. This is not a show I'm putting on for you guys. This is Ross. Hi. Nice to finally meet you. I don't hold back anything anymore. I was always being me, just a muted version. And I don't turn up anything now. This is just who I am. I'm a lot. I'm a loud guy. I'm abrasive. I got a potty mouth. This is me. So good to see you, sir. I don't know. I sure as hell want it, though. I damn sure want it. Oh, I want to answer this. I have not tried that. No recommendations. I haven't tried it, but Nate Diaz did not win that fight. He did not. Just doing this to somebody 1,000 times doesn't win a fight. Jorge Masvidal was more accurate and had more power shots, even though it still was not the best showing. Nate Diaz does not box worth a shit. Masvidal should have beat the dog shit out of him. Just being honest. I like both of them, but I thought Jorge was going to work him, and he did not. Jorge disappointed me, but he still won that fight. Like the volume and the percentages just across the board, just look at the stats. Jorge Masvidal won that fight. It was a hometown kind of thing, I think, for how Nate Diaz won. And Nate, don't get back in the boxing ring. That was just awful. They had amateurs that looked like they knew what they were doing way more than Nate Diaz in that boxing ring. This. He was doing this most of the fight. And if you saw the fight, this Nate Diaz punches. Nate, come on, man. You don't know how to strike? You're an all-time great in combat sports. That's how you come on, man. Come on, man. And he would tell me, fuck me and all that stuff. And that's great. But I'm calling it like it is. That was, and I'm just watching like, Jorge, how are you not rocking this dude in the jaw and just catch him? He's just flooding him with that nonsense, I guess, is what made it overwhelming to do that. So I guess it was a good strategy. I mean, hell, he got the decision, but man, that was not a good fight. That was not a good fight. They didn't walk out till after midnight Central Time. We stayed up late for that shit. And it went the whole 10 rounds. And it did not go the way I thought it would in the decision. We all were convinced Jorge Masvidal won that decision. He did not. What a weird fight that was. What a weird fight. Overall, the card was pretty good. I'm always down to watch boxing. It's my favorite combat sport, but Nate Diaz can't box. I don't know how. An actual, like, that's something like, look back at Conor versus Floyd. Take that Conor McGregor and put him in that boxing ring with either one of them, and Conor McGregor would have fucked both of them up. He would have fucked them boys up. He got in there with Floyd Mayweather. It's a bit different. You put Conor McGregor, the boxer, in with Nate Diaz, it wouldn't have went that long. You put Conor McGregor, the boxer, in there with Jorge Masvidal, would not have went that long. I got to give Conor his due on that. Conor would have whooped both of them in that boxing ring. Got to give it to him. Conor's a better boxer than both of them. But he's got so much money he made from Floyd that he don't do shit anymore. So with that said, thank you for asking. That got me so far behind. I wanted to weigh in on that because I had a lot to say about that. My man, what's going on, my brother? I hope you're doing well. Artisan Pure, great choice. So I'm skipping down to the bottom, and we are going to go in. Okay. We actually made it to the bottom. Bria, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Not a bad thing. Okay, just making sure you were good. Since you brought it up, it was like, oh, maybe he doesn't like me being much more out there with my personality now. So I love when people hit me with bro. Yeah, dude, I've been on testosterone for 3.5 years. It's not like it's new. It's not a new thing. I've been on testosterone since January of 2021. That's not some new thing. You know what I mean? So can't blame it on that. As much as you'd like to, clearly, with that comment. Can't blame it on that. So let's get into Eau Ombre Leather. Where is it at? There it is. For women and men. Unisex. All right. Translucent. See that juice level. I like the bottle. It's the best looking bottle of the three. I like it. Ooh, that's an official picture right there. Apparently nothing in the 5th spot. Spices. Ooh, the 100 ml looks good too. All right. New leather fragrance for women and men by the American House Tom Ford is an intense rendition of the famed Ombre Leather EDP. It's a wildly radiant composition, fusing rich, decadent amber, cozy vanilla, opulent leather, and invigorating spices, which grant the blend a complex character and addictive scent trail. Spicy leather fragrance with keynotes of white suede, vanilla spices, and amber. So it's a suede. I wonder if it's like a fuzzy suede. Any of you that have ever smelled a fuzzy or suede note know what I'm talking about. It's got kind of this like fizzy, scratchy tone to it. And I don't mean rough when I say scratchy. It's got like this fizziness. Come across like a fuzzy suede. Any of you sneakerheads know what I'm talking about. Thick cut of suede. Think New Balance collabs. That kind of thick cut, hairy suede. Fuzziness. You know what I mean? Spices, vanilla. I wonder how prominent the vanilla is. Because I was thinking it would have been fresher. This is clearly an eau de toilette, I believe, because d'Ombre. Do they specify that it's an EDT? The famed EDP. Because it's supposed to be an EDT take. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'll tell you this, though. Probably a blind buy for me. I'll probably test it first, though, just to be safe, because I do love both versions, the original and the Parfum. I do quite enjoy both of them. I'm probably going to like this. I've been very eager for this to come out, but it should be available at Sephora. If it's not already, it will be, and I'm going to go test it out. That's typically where I try my Tom Fords. What do you guys think? Worthy or just pass? Anybody excited about this one? I am. If you like ombre leather, I can't imagine you not being at least a little intrigued. I think this has got some real potential here. It depends on the freshness of it. If it's heavily based around this vanilla, it's not going to be all that fresh. That does not look like a fresh profile, but you can't go off of that completely. In practice, it might be a fresher fragrance than it presumptively looks in the note pyramid. Don't really realize the EDC. You never know. I think it's okay. I'm not a big fan when it comes to Layton clones. I have a few, but I never wear them. I just go for Layton. That's one of those fragrances that I highly encourage saving up and getting the original. Because none of the Layton clones that I've ever tried really capture the magic of actual Layton. They'll get close. They have similar profiles. And I get it. A lot of people say, it's good enough for me, bro. I get it. But Layton's, that's my second favorite from the brand. I really believe that one's special enough to where you just save up. Skip a couple clone hauls and get real Layton personally. But I mean, if you're happy with it, you're happy with it. Yeah, I know. I like Masvidal. I've always liked Jorge Masvidal. Browns is the Browns. Good to see you. Any fragrances like Clinique, happy, that's long lasting? Not that I'm aware of. None that I know of specifically. Okay, notice, nice atomizer in my collection. Super spicy up front and dries down. Super clean and versatile. That does sound attractive. Thank you, Ken. I appreciate you, sir. Burberry Touch Mont Blanc Explorer. King Maximus, by Making Sense. Why test and not HGH? Because I don't want my organs growing. I don't want GH gut. I don't want all those things. And growth hormone's expensive as shit, too. Not just the potential side effects of it, because everything grows on growth hormone. Your organs grow, your heart grows, your intestines grow. I'm good. I'll pass. No, thank you. I don't need my frame to get bigger. I'm not trying to chase a pro card. I'm competing in a few shows over a couple of years, and that's it. It's just wanting to do it for a while. I'm not trying. Now, if I was trying to be a pro, then that's the route to go. I need to get big as I can, but I'm not trying to do that shit. So I'm good on that. I'll pass on the HGH. I'm good. I appreciate the $2 super chat, but yeah, I'm good on HGH. I've done peptides in the past. I've had some Orlin last year. I did some Orlin, and I didn't find it was anything drastic. If anything, it helped bloat me when I was on test in Deca, because I was getting Deca from where I go as well for a little while, and I had a lot of water. I wasn't taking enough Arimidex. I had a lot of water retention. I was real bloated before I started cutting down. Look at that before and after. I was literally at the tail end of Deca and test, and some Orlin during that time. And I was just a bloated mess. I was big, I was strong, but I was a lot of body fat and water, mostly water. I cut all that shit away. Much more aesthetic and much more muscular now. And with all of the strength that I had before, all the strength's coming back very quickly now that I've consistently been eating higher calorie, more carbs, and not crazy, nothing crazy. If I would cut out the snacking, I'd still be I'm lean, but I would be bordering shredded. But there's the balance. I want to grow. You need some calories to grow. You want to be in a surplus to grow. So I'm kind of carb cycling right now for anybody that cares. So today's a lower calorie, slight deficit, lower carb, whereas yesterday was a surplus. And we did Chinese buffet. I had one of my cauliflower pepperoni pizzas. I did it up on the calories yesterday, and I'm feeling it today. I feel like shit today. I was I can't believe I ate all that crap. So back to reality today: oats and blueberries and eggs, and I had Chipotle with that's brown rice, pinto beans, chicken, and vegetables. I don't do anything crazy on that. And you guys know my Chipotle bowl. Most of you do. But yep, I know that was long-winded, but yeah, I'm not interested in HGH. Bro, you know us bro's got to say bro, right, bro? Thanks, bro. KK, bro is just like saying KK. Anybody remember that moment in time years ago? Oh my God, don't even get me started with Russo. Russo's one of the people that makes bro nails on a chalkboard to me. God, worthy of a testament. Love a pair of New Balances. I'm on a New Balance kick right now. I'm in the 9060 is elite. That's an elite tier shoe. That's a sneakerhead shoe. I got 3 pairs of 9060s, and yesterday was the first time I wore one of them. I wore those chrome blues yesterday. Oh my, have I been missing? Look, I had a couple pairs of New Balances, but I've been stepping up my New Balance game lately, and man, the 9060 is one of the greatest sneakers of all time. I don't care who wants to argue with me. That's everything you could want in a sneaker. Premium, super premium materials, great comfort underfoot, unique design, great aesthetic. The actual ride and gait of your step is very smooth and natural. The fit and feel of the shoe is great. They're lightweight, but not too light. Like they really have the perfect balance, no pun intended, across every attribute that makes a great sneaker. The 96, plethora of colorways, tons of collabs, all premium materials from fuzzy suede, smoother nubuck, premium leathers, mesh panels, textiles. The New Balance 9060 is one of the greatest sneakers of all time. For sure. Blind buying it. That's what I'm saying. I'm probably going to blind buy it too, man. I mean, if I have a chance, if I happen to be at Sephora and see it before I buy it, I'm going to spray it. I have not smelled that one from them. I did not. I want it to be good, especially with that vanilla. Look, I love a good vanilla note, but I didn't think there was going to be vanilla, especially them stating it's centered around vanilla. I didn't think that was going to be the case with this one, so I'm kind of not perplexed, but a little thrown off, I think would be a good way to put it. Like I wasn't expecting that. Something fresh, just put my nose on it a little bit wary. I'm afraid it's just a different concentration of the same scent. That's a real possibility here based on what I'm seeing. I have not tried that one. That one I will blind buy. I did look at the note breakdown. It seems to be the same note breakdown. It looks like they just ramped up the concentration and it's a true parfum. I'm down for that. Last time I came across that where it was literally just a oil concentration ramp up and they didn't change the formula was Nico's Sculpture Parfum. That's literally, they just crank up the oil concentration and did not reblend. I think a good way to look at the clones is if the scent DNA is worth it. Sometimes you have fragrances that smell nice, i.e. L'Homme Edition Blanche smells nice, but not 160 nice. That's fair. That's fair. There's certain instances where I recommend the clone over the original. It's not a lot of instances, but it's happened recently. It just doesn't happen all the time. Most of the time you'll hear me say it's just like Fakar Gold in the Worst Lattafa video. Of course, I knew everybody was coming out the woodworks because I said rave now. I knew that was going to literally said some hearts, some feelings are going to get hurt, and I'm going to hear it. And I've been hearing it left and right. And there's been people agreeing with me. So it's been very split. Very controversial topic about Lattafa Rave Now in that video. Made great for engagement. What can I say? But with Fakar Gold, I did say if I was going to recommend one out of them, it's that. And I had to do, like, literally the last comment I replied to a little while ago was, I got it for $20. It's amazing. And I said, yes, it's amazing until you spray 1 million parfum. And then you're like, oh, it is not as good as the $40 more fragrance. Because 1 million parfums like $75 for 100 ml. That's one of those times where I'm like, man, just buy the original. It is better. It's crazy to think a 1 million flanker is that much better than a clone of itself, but 1 million parfum is, to me, maybe it's just me. It's not just me. Several people agree with me in the comments, but to me, far better than Lattafa Fakar Gold, which I did a review on and stated all over the place. Like last year, I did the review on it all over the place. How just don't get this. Save up and get 1 million parfum. People don't want to hear that. They want to buy their clones. They want to have 150 clones instead of 20 originals. I like certain clones too, but damn, You buying fake Gucci wallets too? Like if you want that many clones, you want a whole collection of clones, you got a fake Louis Vuitton belt, you got a fake Gucci wallet. Think about that. You rocking fake Jordans. You know what I mean? Get some originals in your life. Get some of these original artistic expressions, not just the rip-offs of the artistic expressions. Again, I appreciate the clones too. I like certain clones a lot, but I really prefer the originals in most cases. And I state it very clearly often. So for sure. That was a good video. That was fun. Yeah, it's not what I expected it to be. It's definitely not what I was thinking. Fresh pink pepper. Ooh, pink pepper would have been nice. Still give it. I mean, a fresh leather was what I was looking for because there's not a ton of really good fresh leathers out there. Like Ferragamo bright leather, that's a good one. I would recommend that to everybody. Can you summarize your thoughts on the new Sauvage? A little disappointed that it's water-based, but I have faith in Kirk John. There's my summarized thoughts. How you doing? Perfectly said. At a pal used to lift and found out to go pro. Yeah. Look, I'm on steroids. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm not. I'm enhanced. Every time somebody brings it up, I don't run away from it. I'm not going to sit here and say, no, I'm natural, bro, chicken and rice. That's no. Yeah, I eat chicken and rice, but I also live this shit round the clock. My day revolves around my meals and my training, and then mix in my content schedule. I'm a busy son of a bitch for somebody that works for himself. I'm busy all the time. And then I put almost as much time into my sneaker channel now as I do to this one. So double the efforts on the content, because then there's Instagram posts for that, unique stuff for that. Like it's a thing. And I love it. Look, I wouldn't trade my life with pretty much anybody, even somebody that's worth millions of dollars more than me, because I love living my life. I'm a blessed man. God has been very good to me. You guys have been very good to me. But I'm busy. I'm busy all the time. And that's why I got zero fucks to give at this point. Like, I don't have the time and energy for stupid shit because I put so much time and energy to things that are so much more important. So when people say something that I deem stupid, I just call them a fucking idiot and I move on, you know, and people get offended and they run with it and create narratives. I don't care. So I'm saying I don't care at all anymore. So I just don't have the time for it, man. There's so much more to focus my energy on. Good people like yourself. For example, I got time for y'all. All of y'all that want to have a good conversation, I got time. I got all the time for y'all. But as far as the stupid shit, I don't have time for that. Beach Hut Man, definitely one of those 50% off dumb fucks. Spend that much on fragrances. One of the 50% off dumb fucks. What do you mean 50%? Oh, okay, the 50% of the world. Okay, I read that wrong. I was being a 50% dumb fuck. Look, man, we all have our fun. Don't take it too literally. I'm running with it and having fun, triggering some people. You know what I mean? That's what I do. I trigger sensitive males on the internet on a daily basis. It's part of my shtick, I guess. Without trying to be a shtick, it's a shtick. I don't know. But don't take that too seriously. Of course, I don't mean any of you that I engage with on a regular basis. I'm not talking about you guys. I'm talking about the fly-by nights, the one and dones, the new profiles that comment, you know, been on YouTube for 9 minutes because it's a profile that got blocked multiple times and they keep making new ones. And that's the people I'm talking about. There's some people that are very serious with some of the stuff I'm talking about, that where it's like, God, they just don't know. They sound so stupid, you know. New Balance, man, impressive. Asics stepped up the game a lot too. Asics has really stepped the game up. Got to say, 993 Comfort is amazing. Got some 580 Indigos on the way that I'm pretty excited about. I've been on the dad shoe kick lately. You want the ultimate dad shoes, just dive into New Balance. More so than Yeezy 500s and 700s even, which are some badass dad shoes. Been on the dad shoe kick, mesh runners and stuff like that, Vomeros. Been on that kick just as much as I've been on my J's and stuff like that. So probably 7 pairs of 96s. I got 3 right now. And that's going to change. That number's going to grow. I got 2 pairs of the 2002 Rs. Buy these orb pinks. I got the blue Oasis and the I forgot the name of them, the gray and teal ones. Been debating on getting those protection packs. That crazy thick cut of suede, the gray ones, man. The 993, I'm gonna have to keep that in mind because I'm exploring more and more. I've got some CT 574s. I've got the regular 574s. I've got 480s. I've got 550s, 650s, 2002R, 1906R, 530, some 9060s. I'm leaving out some stuff. I haven't made content on most of it. I've just been rocking the stuff randomly. I got so much backlog of individual reviews. It's unbelievable. I got so much sneaker content to last me for a while. Silver Lake, that's good stuff. Vanilla Oud White Suede Amber. Vanilla White Suede Amber seems like a nice masculine, sexy scent. I'm sure it's going to smell really good. It's just not what I was expecting it to be. That's the thing. Miss Heather with the ... Good to see you, Miss Heather. Yeah, see, the thing is, I'm going after those Kayano 14s tomorrow instead because I know both those pairs of Action Bronson Baklavas are coming out, the restock tomorrow. But I really want those field trip Kayano 14s that I showed on the live stream yesterday or Tuesday. I'm going after those. Might be kicking myself because those 1906s, those Action Bronsons are dope. But those, everybody's going after those. I think I got a better chance at getting my gel Kayano 14s than I want. They come out around the same time, 11 Eastern, so 10 o'clock Central. I think they're dropping at 10 a.m. for you, so that's probably Central. Yeah, they're probably coming out at the same time. We're going to be racing some bots and people like-minded that are trying to get them, but I think I got a better shot at the Kayanos. Chill. But hey, man, now I know where I'm at in the conversation. If your whole collection's clones, how can I not think that about you? I like clones too. Have a healthy mix. Don't let it be the only thing you got. Because think about this. If you've dropped $5,000 on clones, you know what you could have got that whole time? You could have a Creed collection if you really wanted to. I'm not saying you should, but you could. If you got 250, 200 clones, you know how much money that is? Let's say on average it's $25 a bottle. That's wild shit, huh? Hold on. Oh, that's funny. Let me type something real quick. All right. That's funny shit, though, right? I'm still doing 10 to 15 reps. Like my heaviest sets, I'm trying to at least do 10. Like when I was on pendulum squat earlier, the last set, I only was able to get to 7 reps. It was a little heavy. It was 3 plates. pendulum squat's its own world when you're doing legs, especially the last press. Like I'd already did leg press and V squat, and then I jumped on pendulum squat. Only did 2 sets. Like I said, I limped out that son of a bitch earlier. But the weight's going up, obviously, but the reps, I'm still staying in that hypertrophy range, 10 to 15 reps, typically around 15 reps per set. Feeder sets on into the heavy working sets. Well, you got to look at it this way. With these originals, there's all-time great master perfumers working at world-renowned flavor houses with, especially when we're talking niche, the best materials available to them to create these perfectly blended fragrances created by an artist versus somebody who put it in a machine to reverse engineer the formula with who knows perfuming it with God knows what quality of oils. It's going to be missing that magic. That's that magic I'm talking about. Yeah, sometimes the clone's better, but it's rare. It's rare, especially when we're talking niche versus these cheaper clones. And look, again, I'm a fan of a lot of this stuff. It makes sense from a consumer standpoint, but they're not better. Most of the time, they're not better than the original. Even if it's a performance thing for you, and you're like, oh, but the clone's like a beast. But do you want a beast of a lesser quality wearing experience? Or or do you want a better wearing experience? You know, maybe it doesn't matter to you. It matters to me. The wearing experience and how it smells is always number one to me. I'll take a 2-hour phenomenal wearing experience over a 12-hour pretty good wearing experience every time. 100% of the time. I'll take that 2-hour phenomenal situation over the 10 to 12-hour pretty good, very good situation. Still really good, but far superior for a lot less time. I'll take far superior. It's all about that, the wearing experience. If the wearing experience and how something smells to you isn't the most important thing when you're choosing your fragrance, we don't think the same. Because there's fragrances that'll give you that are beast performers. A lot of them, a lot of them that are overly strong, too strong. So it just depends. Sometimes it's worth saving up. Slowly build your collection. It's not a sprint. It's not an all-out, dog-out race to get as many fragrances as possible. Take your time. There's no rush. If you only buy 2 fragrances that year, make it be the 2 that were most important to you versus buying 50 that year and you don't wear but 5 of those 50. Now, look, I get it, but I review it because people go, oh, look at all the stuff you get and buy, and you get stuff sent to you and you buy and stuff all the time. Yeah, I'm also reviewing it. It's a very different situation. I'm reviewing it on a monetized platform. It's a very different situation. So you got to, because before somebody tries to throw it back at me, there's a reason I'm able to say this, because the way I do this is a bit different from anyone that's not creating the content and is having residual return for making the content. Does that make sense? I'm here to help. I'm here to try to help. I blind buy so you don't have to is not just something clever to say. You know what I mean? I do this stuff as a benefit to both of us. Anybody that takes my opinion seriously and cares what I think, I'm doing it for both of us. I get to get the experience and train my palate more and try new things and have more talking points for relations to other things and so on. It's just a continued education for me, but it's also information for you guys that give a shit about what I have to say or can relate to my taste. Does that make sense? Let me pull this down. We're just going to talk. We're hour 17 in. We'll hang another 13 minutes. That's a tough one. Those are all good choices. I probably wouldn't go with Deep Blue Parfum here or Ambassador. I think they're a little too playful for a wedding. I mean, they're fine, but honestly, I think I would want to go with Ferris because it's the highest quality of the bunch. Either that or Carbon. Those are very, 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 very mass appealing fragrances that you're choosing there. You're going super safe. You're definitely not stepping out to impress. Personally, I would go more wow factor with a wedding. I would just want to go with something fresher. Clearly, it's an outdoor wedding, I'm assuming, because you're going fresh, very fresh. It's Arizona. Yes, it's going to be hot. I would go a little more daring, even though fresh, personally. But, I mean, if you want to play it safe, play it safe. But of those choices, I'd probably go with Kajal Ferris. I think if that's the options I'm looking at based on the information, I'm probably going that route because it's the highest quality. It's a great performer. It still has that crowd-pleasing. It's niche Sauvage type of profile. You got 3 that are similar to Sauvage. Clearly, you like the Sauvage profile because Prada La Rosa Carbon and Jasada Ambassador both are kind of, especially Prada Carbon, but even Ambassador is like a fruity tropical Sauvage. Ferris is niche Sauvage, so you clearly like that profile. So I think the ultimate form here is Kajal Ferris. That's the route I would go personally. I haven't tried that one. I actually haven't gotten around to it. I hope it don't smell like baby cat. I've never seen that. No, I highly doubt that. That's a very hyped up sneaker. That's a sneaker culture sneaker. You're not going to see those at rack stores. Yeah, you can definitely get them there. 160, 150. I paid full retail for those chrome blues. I caught the yellow, the tea tree yellow ones and the blue agates. I got those for 90 and 100. Caught those low, but the chrome blues, the ones I wore yesterday that I did some content with, I paid full retail for those, $150. That's retail, $150. Not crazy. 993s, 574s, 1300s, 2002. I'm listing them off. I'll be ready. There you go. Yeah. Pretty similar to you on how I don't give a fucking laugh about it in a video of the past blast from past fragrances. Say a summer top 10 not spoken about. Hell yeah. I didn't think I'd make it, but what's good? Ross in chat. Worsted Drap Wisely early. Now wearing Kenzo Homme EDP. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Great choices, man. So I'm going to skip down a little bit. Never used anything like gear before. It's cool to stack with to help with a recomp. A good coach. That's the best thing you can stack with anything is a good coach. Let a coach work out a plan for you, man. And I don't mean anabolics. I mean nutrition and maybe training. Depends on who you get with. If you have a very specific goal, let them work out a training plan for you as well. But get a good coach, man. Just shooting a bunch of shit ain't gonna do nothing for you if you don't have the right plan in place to execute on a daily basis. Something to live. Something that you got to be okay with, mundane and repetitive. That's gonna work for you and your body and the way you respond to things that can be adjusted through check-ins. Get a good coach, man. Don't just get a bunch of shit. Get a good coach. A good coach is more important than any supplement, any anabolic. If you're serious about recomping, I promise that's gonna be the most important thing. Lacey was my key. She was the secret to my success, was Lacey Pruitt, the Queen of Louisiana, 3-time running, 3 years in a row, Coach of the Year. I owe it to her. We adjusted on the fly throughout, and it really worked. And she brought the best out in me. I'm in the best shape I've ever been in my life because of her. So that's what's most important. Find you a really good coach. And don't have to be in person. Like everything was remote. She's in Louisiana. I'm in Florida. I'm not with her anymore because I'm doing my own thing in the off season. And I'm going to go with John that's here locally to do the local shows that I've built a really good friendship with. He's a sneakerhead too. And he's kind of like she is here. He's a very winning coach here in Florida. And I just happen to see him every day. He's who I worked on my posing with and everything. So come November, when we start to get ready to prep for the April and May shows, I'm going to go with John. I talk to him every day, but I'm not like paying him or anything. We're not like doing a coachy, trainee kind of thing right now. So, but that's my advice. Get a good coach, man. Don't worry about getting a bunch of other stuff. Get a good coach. That's what make the difference. Look, I'm not knocking the clones. I'm saying if all you have is clones, I got to question it. That's try some other things. Even if it's just designers and stuff, you don't necessarily have to have a bunch of niche originals. I mean, like designers and stuff too, That one, I totally agree. I recommend that over Ultra Male 10 times out of 10. I think it is superior. Ooh, that's a good one. I've worn it like 3 times, 4 times. I think it's better than Herbapora. It's a minty aquatic plus Herbapora's fruity DNA. And it's a great performer. I think Herbal Aquatic is better than Zerzov Herbapora. Nah. I do a little bit of fitness content here and there on my sneaker channel, but not that much. It would be better if I had someone to film for me versus setting up a camera and constantly moving it and everything to be able to talk, film sets. Because I've done different workout vlogs. It's very tedious at the gym. That's why I really don't do a ton of fitness content. I do stuff on my IG page all the time at Ross.jc12. I do stuff pretty much daily. You'll see random stuff on there and kind of follow along. But, it's one of those things where it'd be different if I had a training partner or somebody that could hold the camera for a little bit, but I train alone. So, and I have tripods and little magnet things to stick to equipment with my phone and stuff. I got shit for my GoPro if I want to use my GoPro and all that. It's just, it's kind of tedious to do fitness content. It really is. It's kind of a pain in the ass when you're by yourself. Fair. Carbon for sure. I mean, he can't go wrong with any of those 4 choices, obviously. That's if I had to pick one to just wear every day, it would be Ambassador. But for the wedding, I'm going Ferris. Hard to find usually, but best in the line. Oh, yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Ferris is my sin of the day. Very good, super easy to please. You're not missing anything green extravaganza. That's what I've heard. And Dombre, yeah, I know you've smelled Dombre. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. I want to go in as blind as I can. LV Imagination Clone, Byredo Ball to Freak, Sada Ambassador, Game of Spades, Moon, New York Knights Clone. Okay. Nothing, because it'll mess up your spray tan. People kept asking me, what are you wearing on stage? Nothing. I'm not spraying alcohol on my spray tan. I kept having to tell people that. Countless people asked. Nothing. That's a bad idea. It was a bad idea. So I didn't wear nothing. I'll mess up the spray tan. Get it running and splotchy. Hell no. Nothing. So literally nothing is the answer. It's amazing. Also 2 for 2 with this house. Noted. Sloma Shop has testers of Ambassador for $60. Hell of a price, but again, Sloma Shop. Exactly. You might get it might take a month, but you can get it for $60. You're going to have to scroll back, sir, because we're about to end this live stream in about 4 minutes. They never tell you if has a cap or not. That's unfortunate. Because I have no idea with Jasada if they have caps in the testers. I've never gotten a tester from them. It's always been full presentation. Because I've got titanium, Ambassador, and Ambassador Intense, and they were all full presentation. It's not necessarily on my radar because I'm not a big Ombre Nomad guy. I'm not like super eager to check out any more fragrances that smell like it. Jasada and Kajal, that's some great brands, man. They really are. Ooh, Summer Breeze layered with Versace the Dreamer. Interesting. It's got home from work. Versace Aero CDP, can't go wrong there. They had tell me, where's the lie in that name, right? Sloma Shop. Respect you, keep going. I appreciate that, my man. Free Man Talk Again. I like that. I like that. That's a good name. I'll watch the replay. Yeah, we're about to shut it down here in a minute. My tester, Jasada from Joma Shop, had a cap. I appreciate you weighing in. So there you go. I guess typically they have the caps. Yes, sir. Yeah, we're about to shut it down. Just scroll back. I would say right around like the 12-minute mark was when we started talking about Sauvage. I kind of dove into it right around 12 minutes in, if you're curious. A couple little rants in different spots. You know me. Aside from that, had some smart ass that I blocked and gave a little troll speech for a moment, you know. Let's see, anybody else got anything before we shut it down? Yeah, 2 people weighed in that they got the caps. It's good to know. That way in the future, I'll know they got a cap because I'm all about getting the testers if I can save some money. If it's just a couple of dollars, it doesn't matter. But if it's a decent discount, $10-15 or whatever, I'm going tester. Pleasure to be here with all of you tonight. Best wishes from Spain, almost 0. So almost midnight, I'm assuming. Well, I appreciate you coming hang. Not had any problems with anything I bought from Joma Shop yet. I mean, I hope you continue your successful run, my man. I haven't worn it in a little while, man. It really is an interesting fragrance. A leather aquatic. And it's a beast, too. Tate with the $4.99 super chat. I'm diving into the note of ginger. Ooh, so Eau Ginger Ombre from Serge Lutin. That's a must. That's definitely the first one that comes to mind. That's my favorite ginger fragrance. It's hard not to say ingenious ginger. It's basically like Tygar, but very ginger dominant. Ingenious ginger for Goldfield and Banks. Really good route to go there. But that's the main 2. Definitely 5 o'clock Eau Ginger Ombre from Serge Lutin, though. That's number 1. That's a great ginger fragrance. And it's discontinued, but Lomo Team would have been a good answer. If you can get Azzaro Ginger Lover, it's really close. You just subtract the rose from YSL Lomo Team, and you get Ginger Lover. If you can get Azzaro Ginger Lover, that's super enjoyable. As far as a designer, kind of affordable. I don't know if Ginger Lover is still super affordable and easy to find, but it was at one point. That's another one that comes to mind. Monarch Ginger Ombre, actually, I don't find has a lot of ginger. It smells like Dior Homme Cologne. Does have some ginger, but it's not like as ginger forward as you would think based on the name. At least not to me. But I appreciate Super Chat today. I hope that helps. You as well, sir. Yeah, it is a beast. Miss Heather, what's with the constant ... dots? You're confusing me, madam. Orchid leather from Gentleman Shop for a month. I'll update on my thoughts of citrine and seraphine blue. Got samples in my cart. I hope you enjoy them, Noel. I have not. Citruses, pistachio, and olive tree. Picked it up recently and loving it. That sounds interesting for sure. Run Wild basically smells like a Zorro Wanted and Spice Bomb Night Vision EDT. It does have some ginger, but it's kind of like a spicy Invictus in some ways. Yeah, I don't know why she's doing that. Miss Heather, what the hell are you doing? You're confusing us, madam. What is the deal? It's like to get acknowledged, but you're not saying anything at the same time. Like you're making it like, hey, look, I typed something, but I'm not saying anything. It's weird. It's very strange. Love is love, and it's pretty good. So that apple gelato note's a little different. It's light blues DNA plus this apple gelato note that actually kind of warms it up a little bit. It's pretty good. It didn't get a huge welcomed reception when it came out. I've always thought it was pretty good. I don't think they've ever put out a bad light blue flanker personally. I'm right there with you. It's good. How the wearing experience goes. Yet number one for me, my favorite ginger fragrance, Serge Lutens 5 o'clock Eau Ginger Ombre. It's got cacao pod that gives kind of this smoked leather accord instead of chocolate. And it's a very rich, warm, not super spicy, but warm ginger. It's beautiful. Parloman Tints, Yeoman Law by Killian bottles waiting for me. I eat jasmine rice. Always eat jasmine rice. By the way, Jasada Titanium. I love the dry down. It smells like Saint Metal Wave. One of my favorite. I've never tried that one, but Jasada Titanium I think is really good. Underrated. Underappreciated, I think would be a better way to put it. It reminds me of a few different fragrances blended together, like Le Male Le Parfum, a little bit of Pegasus. Been a bit since I've smelled it. If I was to sniff it, I'd be like, oh, and this. Because it's got the spices, the florals, the creaminess, kind of lactonic, a little powdery. It's good. It's really good. It was a good offering from them. They did a good job. Ooh, bitter dark chocolate. I would say double attack from Mind Games. Chocolate greedy from Montal is probably most people's answer. That's a beautiful chocolatey fragrance. Any of the Bad Boy fragrances, that cacao pod, especially the original and the extreme, very chocolatey. Those come to mind immediately. And then I'll end it right here on Noel with the hay note. So that's Chergui. It's hay and tobacco. That's probably their most popular fragrance. Chergui. 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 The double attacks the bomb right there. But yeah, check out Chergui. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. That's probably the two fragrances I would recommend from them. Ombre Sultan's good too. But 5 o'clock Eau Ginger Ombre and Chergui, that's the two that are must try in my opinion for sure. That's my favorite. Yes, sir. Never tried that one, but good to know. But guys, I appreciate you coming and hang with me for a little while. I'm very eager to check out both of these. Thank you guys for the conversation and for putting up with my bullshit for an hour and 33 minutes. I sure appreciate that. Thank you to everybody for the super chats. And I will catch you guys tomorrow. Not sure what the topic will be, but we will be back live sometime around 4 to 5 o'clock Central, maybe 4:30 again. Maybe we'll split the difference again. And I already have a video lined up for tomorrow. Just got to film it in the morning, but it involves some newer releases that I feel you just need to try. Some stuff that came out this year. So have a good one, guys.